Hello everyone, I'm Penny Witt, an author for many different types of books. And you are watching Author Reads. Consider following me on Twitter. And if you like this podcast, consider following me with all my other episodes that will be coming up very shortly. Today we will be talking about who I am, what I've done as an author, and I will be talking about kind of who I'm going to be publishing my next book with. And after every episode is over, I will be shouting out a book. It could be a book by a classic, or it could be a newer book. We will just have to see, and after every time I'm done talking, and after every episode, we will recommend a book. So stay tuned, because this is Author Reads. Author Reads, hosted by Penny Witt. Hey, so hello everybody. We will begin. I will begin now, and we will. Well, I'm the only one here, so it would be I. I will be talking about. Right now, I will be talking about who I am. I am an author, and for many books, I wrote the My Amelia series, which I will say has some flaws, I will say, but I am trying to perfect it for future books, and I'm doing very well with it. I'm very excited. You might hear me read off of some of my own books at some point. But for today, I'm just going to be explaining who I am and kind of getting this whole show started, okay? So, I'm an author, and I wrote the My Amelia series, which you should definitely go check out. And I am trying to do better. I have a huge creativity-wise. I am very creative. I currently am working on a book called The Fencing Champion. Now, I have actually done fencing myself, so it's a very fun book to read. Plus, it has some interesting topics like, abusive parents and mental illness. But it also has, it's a young adult book, so I'm not going to go too far into, anything. But it's a really great book that when it's published, you should definitely check it out. It has a lot of in-depth things in it. So right now, that's with the publisher at a place called Thurber House. It's with a publisher, it's a, let me rephrase that. It's a editor. It's with the editor right now, and it's at a place called Thurber House. I will be publishing it through lulu.com, and it will be out, I actually don't know when, but it will be out in good time. So, let me just explain what the My Amelia series was. It was a series I wrote it was originally supposed to be a movie that I'd come up with, but I felt it was good enough to be a book, and I've written it down. The first book that I had in the series is about this princess named Amelia, who his mother is killed, and she has to accept it, and accept peace, and so she goes on this huge voyage where she actually encounters the same person who who killed her mom, and she wants revenge. So basically she has to learn that peace is the way to go. Second book, the person who killed her mom has to come back from the dead to help her with stopping a tsunami from coming in to her kingdom. And I always felt like the best type of humor is competition and jealousy on who can be better. And you can definitely see that with this book. It is very funny. There's actually a character in it called Dave the Dove, as he's referred to. He is the love interest of our main protagonist, and he can have some very odd thoughts. He is very crazy, you might say. He is a jokester. He is pretty funny. But I'm just gonna, let you know that's there. So right now let's talk about The Fencing Champion. Now, The Fencing Champion is a book that I am writing. It is gonna be about certain things that people have to go through, and it will have it's a young adult book, so it's not gonna have anything inappropriate or anything in it. It's just gonna have it's just gonna have a lot of, talk about things that, people don't usually talk about, things that people don't usually express. And I feel like this book is very unique in a way, and I'm very excited to get it out at some point. It's going to be an amazing book, and I really think you're going to like it. So, not every time am I going to be reading a book or anything off to you, but for today I felt like, this is the time when I think I should at least talk to you about who I am and what I do. So there was a time when a lot of my books, I put a strong part of my books is partial to my own life experience. I am very, a lot of my books have a lot of things that are part of my history, a lot of part of my life, so I put that into those books. So there's a lot of, talk about mental illness and other things and creativity and just a bunch of different things, and so I'm really excited to get that out. So there is a huge deal where I am actually going to be working with Thoroughbred House for a while. It's going to be a while, but there's some programs for people like me. So I am having a fun time with writing. I've been writing my whole entire life, and I'm excited to have it keep going. So every time that I write a book, I always am excited and very anxious to get it out. So I'm always in I'm always excited to the point of I can't hold it in. And there's, that can cause a lot of disappointment and sadness, because I was expecting to get The Fencing Champion published in 2019, but since the editing is taking so long, I accidentally have to now rewrite the copyright. So that's 2020. And that was a really hard thing for me to handle. I mean, I had, originally had someone I knew doing the editing. Then I was offered something by Thurber House through a family friend, and I ended up switching over to them, giving them it. So I am very excited, and that's there. And definitely check out the Miami series. Some of my favorite books are the Mighty. Some of my favorite books are The Three Musketeers, and it's a really good book. So right now, that will be the shout out for today's episode. So go ahead and check that out. And this is just an intro video, so the actual reading part will happen in the next episode. So, bye! Author Reads, hosted by Penny Witt.